Project 23 having been renamed to the Savior, an opulent mechanism, a massive construct built to challenge Ayala, if not any other planet or kingdom, lordship, what have you, that would try to threaten or attempted to threaten Adasor. Either way, as he was fouled, the ship lost in time, and found has reached new life, and for the first time has been kissed by the rays of a sun, of a star in the sky. Uan, the star that lives in the solar system of Zero, in which Port exists. And it's not much of a focal point, as there is light breaching through the clouds a bit, but not enough for you guys to concern yourselves, as currently everyone here is either battery nails down to everything to make sure that things don't come loose, because everyone brought things and they were not tied down properly. Two, the constant storming, the hurricane-like weather that seems to continuously exist in this place is concerning. Maybe not so much for your vessel, as you're being jostled about, but it is minimal compared, as you have size on your side. But just a glance, look around, and the dozen of scattered ships, maybe possibly ones that have attempted to find their way out of the underworld, were too small to even have a light of a candle's chance in these waters. These purple, sometimes blue, sometimes yellow. It seems poisonous, oil slick water that surrounds you, while most of you are encapsulated in an environment controlled by the Savior. Right, that's the name. Sanctuary? Wait, right? Savior? What's the name of the ship? What you guys rename
Savior.
Savior, Savior. There you go, Savior. Let me write that down.
Yep, we are calling it the
It's a
Savior
good idea
now.
to write down things that your players name. Savior ship. Excellent. It's not branded, so no one's gonna be calling you by the Savior. But that could change when you guys get paints or what have you. Either way, the concern right now seems to be if anyone is really unlucky enough to get hurt. So could I get both of you to just roll a D100, see how lucky other people are in your ship?
Ronnie got a 39.
Roll low for me. Fine, whatever. Seems like everything's fine, maybe. Who knows? Either way, as all of you are probably in your own specific stations, probably sending out information wherever necessary, you realize that there is no real way to immediately contact each other. Is there something you guys want to do about that, or because unless you guys hang around the same department, you wouldn't be able to collaborate and coordinate.
Is there, because Ronnie would be in the helm, so he's trying to fly the ship. Would there be any way that he would have like access to like ship comms or anything like that, where he could just generally use like an intercom to speak through?
Yeah, currently, as many of the systems, the ship's systems are functioning, there are a few of the, how do you say, unnecessary ones that seem to be out of order currently, as the ship is rebuilding itself, i.e. the Ghost in the Machine, isn't ready.
And aka the previous captain.
Yeah, that is correct. They are forming themselves to be part of the mechanism, and whatever that entails will be explored later on whenever that's finished. You don't know the time frame on that. None of
Now, which areas would be useful to be in this sort of situation?
So, the area in which your token is currently, you are in a gunner station. Where where Ange token is, they are in an area that does not exist yet. Actually, that would be for like ships or vessels, effectively that are utilized, just a placeholder, so that
She's here.
Yeah, I know. Hello. It's just a placeholder so that anyone in that space would effectively be piloting like a ship that is associated with yours, the savior, but is obviously much smaller, a skiff ship or a battleship, something that shoots out from the side. As you guys basically have an aircraft carrier in all intents and purposes, but where Ronnie is, that specific spot is almost hard to get to exactly, unless weird finagly nonsense, which be open to, guys, because it can happen. Now that you are not in a safe little Fey world that says no to magic. Anyways, in that yellow black border, the caution lines that you see, that is the pilot's station.
The helm.
The pilot hub. The helm. I need to come up with a better word. It's not exactly. Yeah, I'll deal with it. Because of its size and what it actually does offer, is not just the helm. You know, it's.
It could also be called the bridge. I
guess the bridge would be the closest thing, but even then, that'd be wrong because there are multiple points in which you could control the ship. Like if Ronnie really wanted to, he could control the ship from the gunner station. It would just be at limited responses. You know, it's like you lose functionality for like 2 things that may be major if a certain thing happens. You know, but despite that, there is a strip here of metal that is going to be exclusively held for any NPCs, or if you guys decide to go to the hub areas, and if anything happens there, that's that general area, because this area here is all supposed to be water. You guys are floating in the water. This doesn't exist, but this is actually in the map. This is you guys. And we'll start really with some insight in port. I guess I'll
So
just.
we made it.
I'm sorry.
Or are we? So do we made it?
If you made it to the overworld, yeah, you see light, you see clouds, you see a sky, you see the like the light of the star shining on one of the moons. They're very small comparably to like our moons, specifically, but they have like 4 of them. They've never been so clear to your sight as you've been in port, all of you, and have seen up above. Usually there's just a miasma of colors. It's very hard to see anything over past and through to the stars. The sun shines, but it just does this like weird glow over the whole planet, and whenever it shifts with it oddly. A shadow that seems to stick. But now there's regular light beaming through regular clouds. The only odd occurrence is they're still foggy. It's still pretty windy and the waves are crashing. But you guys are an airship and you're not moving more than 5 feet per every 6 seconds is your move speed. So, congratulations. Hello, Maine. Do you have anything for us? Do you have a question? I know you came a little late. Are you there?
Not exactly.
Repeat that for me.
Not exactly.
Okay, cool. Then I will just tell you guys what is happening in the biggest city of Port. This is out of character knowledge, but just for you guys to get the juxtaposition between the overworld and the underworld. As they stand over a viewpoint on the tallest of the buildings, the Tower of Azayela, constructed or found or placed or what have you in some way, shape, or form, making its way after the fall of Adasor in this position. Maybe a gift, the circumstance unknown exactly how it came into Lito Urdam's hands, but as it does carry the name of his older sister, the one who has slain Adasor, some say. He looks out to the still air, shifting, almost breaking, this lightning crack that seems to separate the egg, this bubble that warps around the planet. It slowly fades away. There's traces of it lingering, just as if Aurora Borealis, but in this case it's very subtle, it's minimal, almost as if there's a chance. Is the curse breaking goes through his head? Is someone putting their effort to this task? They'll fail. They don't know. I have to help. Whatever happens, I have to go. He grabs a cloak. He knocks on the door next to his very cluttered and scattered papers with devices and weaponry. Much to anyone else's eyes, it'd be a mystery exactly what is it on this desk, but magical weapons, magical trinkets, technological trinkets. Despite that, banging on the door. I think they'd be dark-skinned, dark-haired, petite individual who sort of looks up with a green cloak as he has his black and is already covering it over his shoulders. And he says to them, Someone started it. We have to leave now. They grab each other's hands, and as that happens, they sort of go out to that same exact balcony. As they sort of act as a free fall will occur, Lito Urdam daintily grabs their hand, lifts them up to the edge, and lets them throw themselves. He follows, but what happens immediately after is the flapping of massive dark wings that catch Lito Urdam and shoot straight into the... They would be headed to the east, where you guys are, which is the glistening waters, this iridescent ocean that fights back all travelers upon it. Anyways, you guys are all over this water. You don't see any sort of land, and I need a D12 from each of you.
So, Bane, how was 4th of July on your end?
I don't think they celebrate 4th of July.
What's with the 4th of July?
They're not American.
No.
They don't care. I don't even care. I'm American.
I just go for the fireworks.
Look, I'm not American. I don't care at all.
You don't care about Americans? Hey, careful.
I don't care about 4th of July. It does nothing. For example, it means nothing in my country, so...
Yes. It means
No
nothing to
offense
us
for the
either.
Americans.
We still pay taxes, so what a fallacy.
No offense for the Americans over here, but
So you guys can move 5 feet every round. I would like you all to think about battleship rules. There are monsters, baby creatures, entities of all sorts, mechanisms, possibly lost items around. If you touch something that's static, you could possibly find it. If you touch something that is mobile, it will probably interact with you in the essence, like question what you are, or possibly attack. Either way, you guys could tell me your path. Which way do you want to go? Technically, at this moment, just like the king in a chess match, you can move one space any direction you wish.
I have a question, DM.
Yes.
Does the ship have any kind of like radio frequency or anything like that I could get in touch with? Like what comes to mind is like a flight tower or some kind of aerial, I don't know, like an airport that I would be able to get in contact with to know where I'm supposed to fly to drop off these refugees that we have on board.
Yeah, Port has one of those.
Because
it's a very prominent one. It's just above the planet. Like, it's just outside of the planet because this planet has been pretty much inaccessible in any other way. Other than a weird little train station thing.
Ronnie will get on the I don't know what you call it, external comms, I guess. Not internal for the ship, but he would go, attention, this is Long John Silver.
Yeah. Before you go further, there isn't any radar or any sort of communication devices that are on the mechanism itself, not on the ship.
Not on the ship, so I can't just like call out.
Yeah, you can assume people use magic for those kind of things, or if not, hire magical people for those kind of things. It's actually a little cheaper than coming up with a mechanism. The closest thing you've seen to any sort of semblance of that is like the Symphony folk have it. You do have a Symphony member floating around the ship.
Okay. Dang it, I had an alias ready and everything.
Yes, you did, I know. Long John Silver. It was excellent. It would have been great for me to respond, but I'm like, this isn't Earth. They haven't made up radar. And if anything, you've seen radar, you've seen traces of it in the underworld, and it's up to you to question that or not. That's on you. I'll let you decide what happens with that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They have some fancy ships and stuff, but they don't have a radar.
No.
Technology, I think,
divination
is
exists.
Well, and I think it's funny because there's it's a blend of technology and magic. So there might be certain things like we might have guns, but we might not necessarily have things like cell phones. When you can have people that can cast a sending spell, directly into somebody's head.
You said the magic word. You guys have like 100 sending scrolls.
Gotcha.
Right.
But with sending, I think you have to know the person, don't you?
Arthur
You
knows
must know the
family.
person. But also in
Yeah,
my
you must know
games,
the
you do not need to know a spell to cast sending.
Gotcha.
So literally anyone could use it if someone has it.
I believe that would be a job for Arthur to spam his acquaintances and relatives.
Does the ship have an internal comms?
No.
No,
Not
thinking
one that you can access or probably locate at the moment.
That's an occasion for Arthur to spam his acquaintances and relatives
Oh my
on the
gosh.
phone with messages.
Arthur's gonna do like that call where he's like going from the phone book from one to the end on your own contact list. Jeesh. Legit. You guys may choose to do that. Either way, I will ask for you guys to move one round. Do one round of movement. So you
Why
go
don't
northwest, east, south. You go northeast, northwest.
Should we try going east this way, in this direction? Away from the ocean?
So the map is not directionally important. I'm going to move you all down anyways, but the path you go isn't different from the map. It'll just sort of look like it's flipped. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Just you go where you guys go.
Based on what Ronny knows of the planet before he would have went down into the underworld portion, what does Ronny remember of the lay of the land? Is there does he know the location or general direction of where he would find civilization at this level? Do I need to go and ascend higher to get to where I want to go?
I am so sorry. I didn't hear any of that because reasons. Could you repeat that?
No problem. I was just saying, does Ronny have any idea of the lay of the land based on the time that he spent here? I mean, going from layer to layer to layer to get down to the underworld, would Ronny know where he would find civilization to fly to, the general direction? What does Ronny know to get to where he needs to go? Do I need to go higher to go to like another layer, or is this something where...
So yeah, that's an option. You guys could try to breach the clouds. That would come with its own set of problems. You're not sure exactly what the clouds are made up of. This place does look different from what you remember it. Like I said, this is the first time anyone's seen actual light. It does look like there are spaceships outside. This is the most visible port has been to the naked eye in the longest time. When you first came through, you kind of felt like you were in a crystal ball, like the entire time. You just felt like you were in a big, massive crystal ball that wouldn't let you see outside the zone.
Arthur, you want to help? We have these refugees. Are we dropping them off on this layer? Or are we going to take them actually to the outside space station portion that would be out of atmosphere? Because... Also, where are we going to be fighting this dragon thing? Is it on this layer or the next layer above?
You know it's not in space. There are cities and towns you could go to. Wherever there's land, it's relatively safe. The worst you could probably get is like a Fey affliction. But
the best course action I could think of is that we drop them off at the nearest place of civilization.
We need to find somewhere on land, on the surface of the planet, then, to take these people. I guess without a proper heading, Ronny is going to stand by that. I think we're going to go ahead and head east. And I'll take us... Well, I don't have control, but can we go to this square here?
Sorry. Hold on. There. Everyone now has control.
Okay. In that case, I will move us here about...
Okay. So hold on before you move. Which direction are you headed in nautical standards? Do you want to go north, east, west, south? Did you want to go higher? Did you want to go lower in elevation? Did you want to breach into the water so you could possibly avoid the tsunamis effectively crashing through and around? You go higher to do that as well, but that may come with its own set of issues.
I think that Ronnie would rather not be close to the water because I don't know what's in the water. There could be, dangerous sea creatures down there.
Shipping whales.
Yeah. So I think that I would rather chance a sky creature than a water creature because I feel like a sky creature would be less likely. So I think that Ronnie will take the ship. I'm gonna say, I don't know, 5,000 feet above the water.
Okay.
Does Arthur know the geography of the place? I'm just asking before we go too far.
Does what?
Does Arthur know where they're at?
None of you know where you were teleported at currently. There's been no landmark to suggest a place as of yet.
Okay, just want to make sure before I jump to conclusions.
Yeah, it's bright enough that it is approaching sundown. So it's already late in the day. That if you did breach the clouds, you would probably be able to get someone to step outside of the Project 23 to take a peek with some sort of tools, navigator tools, if anything, to gauge your positioning. Anyone who's been in the space station could sort of guesstimate their general location, but it'd be dubious nonetheless, because you have the frame of reference of one axis, and if you are on the other side of the planet, you kind of whiffed the mark there. Thus, there's like a 33% chance of actual success in that.
Well, Ronnie does have proficiency in navigator's tools, but at the moment he's flying the ship, so he would have to have somebody to take over his seat, or at least hold the steering wheel still, so to speak, and then he would be able to go out there and try.
Yeah.
But I think it was established Bjorn was co-pilot, so
yes, we could have him hold the steering wheel, no problem, easily enough. Ange, where is Ange in this? I barely hear you.
I believe Angel would be probably in the main area.
Main area? So the hub? You'd be around everyone? Okay, yeah. So protecting the people, making sure no weirdness happens, probably helping people tie things down and everything.
Yes, and also keeping an eye of what's going on, because someone needs to be to kind of make sure it's nothing is gonna happen out of normal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we ever finalized those numbers. I think you guys had like 32 specialists. I have 9, a 6, and an 8 of security, engineers, and gunners. Is there gunners?
Yep, gunner team.
Is there a gunner?
There's a gunner team with like a gunner leader.
Yeah, Bison.
And then we have like a group of engineers, and I think we have a security force with a merc as like head officer. And then I think we didn't really work that out. We said that we would try to work out the remaining slots, but I would say at least 2 like medical officers would probably have been preferable in case we have injured. Or clerics, something. Whoever would qualify to be a healer.
Okay. Both are available. I have a class that literally just uses hit dice to heal instead of healing.
Like magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're essentially a combat medic. Either way, giving them in there. I'll probably throw in one more or the other, depending on how much you have left. If you guys want to decide on it exactly, I have the 2 on hold. Despite that, Arthur, where did you want to be? Last game, you threw yourself on the gunner fort. Or are you gonna just like keep an eye on the on Bison and the other gunners there, to ensure everything goes everything's tip top?
Actually, he's gonna start moving towards the. Is there like a PA system?
Oh,
anywhere?
Nope.
No.
We don't have like a communication relay, but you do have the sending scrolls. So if you needed to send a message to either Ange or Ronnie, I don't think Ronnie has anything like that in his possession. So.
Where did you guys get it?
I don't have one.
Okay, here we go. No. Spell scrolls. There are 132 spell scrolls. So, how many did each of you grab? This is more the question.
If Ronnie had access to them, he would take at least 20 of them.
Yeah, you guys found them. 20 of them? Sure. Put 20 of them on your thing. I would like it if someone kept the count of the full thing.
Okay. Just let me find. Yep.
How many do we have in total?
Sorry?
100? Do we have like 100?
Currently 112 are left. If Ronnie took
Okay, Angel will grab and don't have that much stuff to do with them, but it's not like keeping them close in case of, I don't know, something comes up.
Yeah, it's in case of emergency, make a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many do you take?
10.
10? Okay. So, who has 102? Arthur, do you have 102? Or are we just putting it
Can
on
we
the bucket?
Can we give 10 to Bjorn for this situation since he's up at the bridge?
Bjorn will put them in the pilot area in which he will stay.
Okay, cool.
So he does not have them in the inventory. There are just 10 in the pilot. Wow. In the pilot station. Sure. The helm.
The helm fits. I like the way the helm sounds.
Yeah. I don't because it's too close to helmet. And I'm like, maybe I want to say helmet every once in a while. And then I'm like, helmet. It starts clashing. Okay. Is he wondering why you're looking at them? He does not care. He gets looks all the time. Okay. So yeah, you guys move which direction? North, northeast, south, southeast, east?
I'm feeling West? East, unless anybody else has any opposition to that. Or
easty is straight down. North is actually the right. Ironic.
Well, one more square to the east.
Okay. So it's more, you guys are doing more of this than anything. But listen to me, I'm full of shit. Okay.
If I was going by arrow directions, like right would be east, left would be west, up would be north, down would be south.
It's a Fey world, you know. East might not always be east. Either way, I would like you guys, since you moved 2 squares, roll me D10. Whoever wants to do that for each square that you
A 2d10.
Yeah, one person can do a D10, another has to do a D10.
Okay.
You may decide who
We'll
does
do
it.
one.
No, that's wrong.
That is wrong. That's just roll. You rolled one. You asked for one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right down the middle. Let me check something. Interesting. So, background stuff is happening, but you have no idea what that is. Could I have you guys make perception checks?
Yeah.
Everyone may do this. You are all veering to the sky, trying to break the cloud or stay under the clouds, avoid them, or I know you guys want to stay away from the waters themselves, and while that seems like an almost near impossible task, as there sometimes are weird pillars of typhoon, just being shot up into the air for like
a water
10
cyclone?
seconds. Sure. You can tell it's not a cyclone. It just looks like water trying to grab air. It was the weirdest thing you guys ever experienced. But a cyclone is sure, that's how everyone kind of discounted it. It was a natural occurrence that sometimes happens. I hope this isn't wrong. But it does feel wrong. It might be a threat. It dissipated, but it might be lingering. This is probably headed to your direction. As you're headed east, this thing is headed towards you. So it would be effectively headed north. Like you guys will clash if you keep moving that direction.
Okay. Ronnie did say he was heading
Give me a second.
up towards the top, so
yeah,
or the top of the ship to try and use navigator's tools. So I'm not currently flying, but Ronnie did say that he would try to shoot to aim upward. I would say minimum 5,000 feet high above sea level.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that would quite take us to the clouds, but
yeah. So that's also part of the problem is like, what are we considering sea level to be at exactly?
Mm-hmm.
And while the mechanism, what I mean to say, the instruments are giving you different readings on where exactly is that positioning. You can assume that Bjorn has taken a healthy position to just be above that anyways, because it seems to elevate itself, the sea level, which is why there are no coastal towns in port. But ironically, as you're trying to breach the clouds, we are breaching clouds, right?
Mm-hmm. I would think so that Ronnie could use the
it won't happen
navigation.
Yet. Remember, you're moving so slow is actually painful. That you're moving so slow. In fact, if this was not an airship, if this was not a space-powered vessel, this thing probably would have dipped down a long time ago if it did not have the magic or energy or inertia to stay afloat. Yet somehow it stays afloat. Many airships don't have a problem staying up. It's moving forward. That's the issue. Regardless, there is one thing that is noticed, and as they're sort of binding ropes, ensuring everyone's on the up and up, someone was had grabbed something and didn't pay for it, and they were called out. You sort of came forward to it, but it seems like it was just a real misunderstanding. It's like they had just grabbed something, forgot that to pay that specific thing, and they were like, "Oh no, I actually didn't mean to pay for it. Sorry about that." And then like it got handled right there in front of you. You actually probably stepped back as that happened. As you're doing that, though, you kind of feel the jostling. You feel the shift of the savior. I want to call it sanctuary. As you feel the savior lift up just a bit of his nose so it could reach higher elevation. And as it does that, you kind of feel like you met eye to eye with a creature you feel all too familiar with, one that has branded your armor a long time ago, has given you abilities, and has asked you to do misdeeds and deeds all the like. You can sense that Adasaur is around.
You can see that inch from this suddenly kind of calm expression.
Wait, did we kill that Azorite before? You know that Azorite that we
No. We didn't.
Shit. He's back.
Yeah. You can see the dangers from the people outside in the more sanctuary area. Can see that inch from the calm demeanor that really gets very tense and is kind of holding their sword, and you can see that it slightly trembles a bit. And is like turning from one side to another, kind of searching the room with their eyes. And looking us for something, but it's like that station that you hear some weird sound in the horror movies and you kind of are scared and try to look for the source, but you don't find anything in the room. It's that kind of situation.
It's weird, yeah. Like, you feel this cold clamminess in your chest, but a warmth starts to glow right on your, I want to say, your right hand, as you realize you're holding within it a doll. One that seems like many effigies have shown to be Croatia Aliana, but there's a hint of Ayala to it. It's clear. It's not subtle at all. It seems to be wearing a wedding dress. The black, this charcoal black that seems to linger with it, the bit of embers at the bottom of the dress seem to dictate a time frame. And it's barely moved. There's maybe like half an inch out of like maybe 6 inches of the total dress that you're holding. And as you're holding it, the position that you're looking at, you're staring out towards the southwest, and the doll sort of points you to that way. But as it does point, it may be sensed your cautiousness, and naturally you sort of put this doll to you, and you feel that warmth almost breaking that cold away. You're not alone
here. Okay, so didn't she observe a doll earlier or just now?
I'm sorry?
Didn't just observe that the doll is in their hands? Like, did we see it before?
Yeah, you see it. If anything, you feel comforted by it, as you were concerned for a moment about Adasaur's return, if that. But it seems that this doll, this focal point to find Fierro, is pointing you straight to Adasaur. Either way, Ronny, you see this typhoon. Is that a word? Sure. Yeah, I don't even know what it means. It's something to do with water. So
It's a tropical storm, like
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
a miniature hurricane.
Sure, there we go. You see a typhoon, a long, slender typhoon that seems to react and shift in place. Where are you going? Are you gonna navigate from up here? You were informing the pilot, thus technically you still are the pilot. And it takes ascending to do that.